Hello everyone and happy Halloween. We did it. We made it through the entire month of October. 31 movies in 31 days. I'd like to sincerely thank everyone that stuck with me throughout the month. I'm pretty impressed that I only lost 2 followers all of October. Seeing as how this is Halloween and everyone's entitled to one good scare, I'm so glad I ended the 2020 Mr. Pat's 31 Days of Halloween with the new horror movie, Host. Let me start off by saying this movie is scary, and at times it's really scary. Many people who watch are going to compare it to Unfriended, but that's not a bad thing. That was a pretty solid movie. This one is better though. The entire film takes place on a Zoom call during the pandemic, so all the problems and glitches, except for summoning a demon, are all very relatable for pretty much everyone right now. So, much like us, a group of friends are having weekly chats on Zoom. To spice things up, one of them, Haley, hires a person to do a virtual seance on their call. While the older lady is explaining the rules, she lets them know, because it's being done virtually, it's a bit more dangerous than a normal seance. What starts off as seemingly innocent fun takes a drastic turn when one of them unwittingly invites something in that's not of this world. It all falls apart when during the seance, one of them breaks a pretty big rule, and that invites a demon in. But before she can guide them out, the lady leading them through the seance loses her internet, and then her phone drops out before she can tell them how to end it. These ladies are now trapped trying to survive against something they don't know and are completely helpless against, and it's insanely compelling. With the entire movie confined to a computer screen, they had to get creative with how they showcase their scares. Sure, that means at some point a character will carry their phone or computer around when they should be running like hell, but that's forgivable because if they didn't, we wouldn't have much of a movie. It has a solid mix of jump scares and slow burns that can be pretty horrifying. While going through certain parts again, it struck me how damn suspenseful the whole thing was. Even on a second viewing, when I knew what was coming, I could feel my blood rushing faster. The movie uses every trick imaginable to make it scary and unique that just about every moment it had me on the edge of my seat. You have your normal demonic hijinks like things being thrown across the room, pounding, and the old flower on the floor to show footprints, but those weren't even the best ones. I didn't quite realize it at first when I saw it, but this being Zoom, one of the women is using different face filters and the facial recognition software creates an absolutely terrifying sequence of events that's gonna stick with me for a while. Now, one of the draws and drawbacks to this movie is it's specifically made for 2020 and this time period during the pandemic. They're all quarantined, and the movie really goes out of its way, sometimes unbelievably, to hammer that point home. At one point, Haley gets dragged off screen by something, so her friend Gemma decides to go and get her. But before she leaves, she takes time to stop and put on her mask. But the most ridiculous thing comes later. Jenna makes it to Haley's house and finds her hiding under a desk. The first thing they decide to do when they see each other is elbow bump. Like, really? Since the entire thing was done through Zoom, including the credits, which I thought was a neat touch, Host is leaving me with a lot of unanswered questions. We can only know what we're seeing on screen, and none of these people are demonologists, so the film leaves you wondering long after it goes to black. After watching, I immediately went to Reddit to see if anyone was able to piece some things together, but didn't have any luck. And you know what? I'm not upset about it. I'm definitely intrigued. I would love to know more about pretty much everything, which is a big credit to the movie. It's the scariest movie I've seen so far this year, and it's not even close. I was laying down when watching this, and my whole body was jumping, including my arms, which just kind of flailed up in the air at certain moments. Another reason I suggest checking it out, it's just a shade under 1 hour, so there's no fat in this movie, and it doesn't drag at all. You meet the characters, the seance starts, and things start happening fast, and they keep escalating. Now, I didn't particularly care for the ending because it basically said, hey, this movie is ending soon, let me count it down for you. But like I said earlier, They really want this movie to be tied to the coronavirus, and that damn 40-minute Zoom time limit is something we all deal with. I do wonder how it's going to hold up once we're done with all this madness. In short, this movie is damn scary and I highly recommend it. It's tight, tense, suspenseful, fairly unique, has standout acting, and has some terrifying moments that should scare you away from doing seances through the internet. 9 Dr. Chainsaws.